Ladies and gentlemen of the media, I want to formally welcome you all to this press conference to address some topical issues that are trending within the system. Like you already know, we see the media to be a team setting an agenda on matters of public interest. I know most of these topical issues are of public interest, like in our midst, bureau chiefs and very senior media correspondents in our midst. The Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, to please address the media. Honorable Minister, sir.
I'm afraid I'm told that because I put on the mask, my voice was muffled and you couldn't see my face either. But what we were told and what we preach at the PTF COVID-19 is that this is not the time to exhibit how beautiful you are or how handsome you are, but that is a time for survivor. So I will have to start again. Thank you. Good afternoon, gentlemen, and welcome to this press conference. As you're all aware, Nigerians have recently been inundated with allegations of monumental corruption in a number of government agencies, including the NDDC, NSITF, and the anti-corruption agency, EFCC. Many, especially naysayers, have misinterpreted these developments as a sign that the administration's fight against corruption is waning. In fact, the main opposition, PDP, has latched on to the development to call for the resignation of Mr. President, a call that is nothing but infantile. Let me state here and now that the fight against corruption, a cardinal program of this administration, is alive and well. President Muhammadu Buhari, the African Union's anti-corruption chairperson, the African Union's anti-corruption champion, who also has an impeccable reputation globally, remains the driver of the fight, and no one, not the least, the PDP, under whose watch Nigeria was looted dry, can taint its image or reverse the gains of the fight against corruption. Anyone who disagrees that the anti-corruption fight is alive and well is free to dare us. But the revelations of the past few weeks, especially the investigation of the nation's anti-corruption boss, have shown is that this administration is not ready to sweep under the carpet any allegation of corruption, that there's no sacred cow in this fight, that unlike the PDP, we will not cover up for anyone, including the members of our party and government, who faces corruption allegations. Our fight against corruption is blind to party affiliation, position in government, and any other consideration. If the nation's anti-corruption boss can be investigated, then the fight against corruption cannot be deemed to be fake, neither can it be said to be waning. I'm not prepared to go into the details of the various corruption allegations, whether at the NDDC, NSITF, EFCC, or any other agency, because they are all still under investigation. However, I wish to state that the allegations of corruption in NDDC, for example, are not new. What is new is the speed and seriousness with which this government has tackled and is still tackling it. As such attention be paid to the running of the NDDC by previous administrations, the Commission would probably have avoided its present predicament. Is it not sad? Is it not a sad irony, then, that those under whose watch the alleged free-wheeling spending by the Commission started are now the ones accusing those who are cleaning up after them of corruption? As I said earlier, this administration's fight against corruption is as strong as ever, and we have the records to back up this claim. This government has recorded over 1,400 convictions, including high-profile ones, and recovered funds in excess of 800 billion naira, not to talk of forfeiture of ill-gotten properties. This is no mean feat. Remember, gentlemen, that the fight against corruption is not about loot recovery or convictions alone. We are also putting in place enduring institutional reforms that will deter acts of corruption. Here we are talking about the Treasury Single Account, TSA, the whistleblower policy, the expansion of the coverage of the Integrated Payroll Personnel and Information System, as well as the Government Integrated Management Information System, and the Open Government Partnership and Transparency Portal on financial transactions, among others. Let me also mention the ICPC Constituency and Executive Projects Tracking Group, aimed at tracking performance of publicly funded projects, and the Commission's escalation of the use of administrative sanctions in the public service by periodically submitting for sanction names of public servants who have been prosecuted. It's also the review of the personnel and capital fund expenditure of all MDAs. Therefore, those who are celebrating the so-called waning of the administration's anti-corruption fight are engaging in wishful thinking and are not looking at the full ramification of the fight. Let me end this press conference by quoting what the President said on the fight against corruption in a speech marking the 59th independence anniversary of the country. I quote, "This administration has fought against corruption by investigating and prosecuting those accused of embezzlement and the misuse of public resources. We have empowered teams of prosecutors, assembled detailed databases of evidence, traced the proceeds of crimes, and accelerated the recovery of stolen funds. The policies that we are putting in place today are to ensure such criminal and unpatriotic acts do not go without consequences." End of quote. Gentlemen, there's no better expression of the government's commitment to the anti-corruption fight than this statement, which is as true and relevant today as it was in 2019. I thank you for your kind attention. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media,